Hello there. Welcome to the April 27th producer show. Just finished wrapping up the week. Kirk is in Chicago. Show Monday, Tuesday, a little bit of a break there in the week. So much happened. So much happened.
A lot within the world, yeah. A lot of interworld stuff going on. Some beefs, rivalries starting, just a lot. And
some new faces popping in that, some Boston media that we haven't ever heard of before joined the show today. It was a kind of a crazy end of the week. Kirk goes off to Chicago for the film festival. He calls Nick Cattles an idiot on Twitter.
Right.
Goes back and forth with him. Nick Cattles starts talking about how Kirk's pretty much pulling mergers and tactics on him, which is fucking nuts.
So this was super strange. So I'm trying to get in touch with him to get him on the show and everything.
Yep.
And he gets back to me. I get his number. Actually, Cullinane helped out. I was like, do you have any strategies for like how to reach out to these guys? And within like seconds, Cullinane just had his number. I was like, okay, awesome. Thank you. So reach out to him, leave a message. He calls me back. And the first thing he says to me is just, yeah, is this Jack? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, don't call me Mr. Cattles. It's fucking weird. I was like, all right, man, take it easy. I'm trying to just be cordial. Like,
yeah,
nuts.
It was. I thought he not held his own. Kind of walked around in circles a little bit.
Just talked.
But yeah, he's a talker. But I thought he was decent. I thought he played along for the most part. I like at the end there where he kind of pitched himself. He's like, hey, Kirk, I know I'm a sports guy, but I can come in, I can bust balls. I'm a crazy, wacky guy. You don't know about my antics over in Sacramento or whatever he said he was.
Yeah, he did a lot of like, you and I are both radio guys, like we got this business.
Yeah.
We deal with the bullshit.
He's like, listen, you don't know my story, but I was also very successful.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, maybe he was. I'm not too familiar with Nick Cattle's game. But let's start where the week kind of started, or not how it started, but I think the main takeaway of the week is Mutt versus Coleman. I mean, even today you were throwing shots at Mutt.
Yeah, I mean, it started with him, at least in the way that I view it, because he keeps, I think, bringing me up a lot. Like, he brought me up in the tweet.
I think you both are bringing up each other.
Well, honestly, I've started bringing him up a lot just as like a counter attack to him bringing me up. I just kind of wanted to get to him a little.
It's like it's gonna be like 3 months into it, and there's gonna be like blood everywhere. And we're gonna be like, why did we even start this?
Well,
how did this begin?
That's the thing.
People were saying about how you started it when they were first asked about Mutt. And you were like, I'm not a huge fan.
When was that?
Months ago.
Months ago.
Yeah.
Well, also Mutt was the one that, if you go back, like he was the one constantly taking shots at me. Yeah. I mean, like you said, we're just going to get to a place
where did this begin?
Exactly. I think it really just stems from the point that it's annoying to see someone kind of be gifted that opportunity like Kirk has been pushing for and just do nothing with it. Like I just want him to do something with it. And I guess that's not really for me to concern myself with. But it's frustrating because I know how many people would like to work for Barstool, and I've gone through that process of trying and just, laying it all out there to really do something that I would enjoy and like to do. And thankfully, I've been blessed and been able to do that. But with Mutt, it's just, there's no initiative. It's just fucking frustrating.
What you need to do is you need to start tweeting at Kelly Keegs, yes, queening, buying her shots at the bar.
Exactly.
Gets you in the door.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think that was probably the main takeaway of the week is Mutt versus you. We'll see. I mean, it started off with Mutt being not banned, but Kirk just kind of saying we're all set.
Right.
And it quickly the next day Kirk was like, yeah, it wasn't true. Mutt will be in.
Well, I'm sure that was partly maybe because I said what I said.
Side. Well, yeah. You can agree that you pretty much took that side just to be like on Kirk's side, right? I've done it before.
No. Like, genuinely, those were my thoughts. Like, that was exactly how I felt about that situation in regards to Mutt. Like, it was just genuinely frustrating to me. And that's why I said what I did. Like, there was no taking sides or anything there. It was just I happened to genuinely agree with what Kirk was saying about him having stuck his neck out and everything and pushing for Mutt. Like, I see that. I agree with that. If I was someone doing that for a friend, I'd be super annoyed and pissed off with that. So, like, that was my genuine thought and genuine take from it. It wasn't really so much to just be on his good side.
Yeah. So, anything else to say about Mutt?
No, we'll see him.
Could you see a future where you and Mutt are? I believe Mutt next week is going to be doing a Derby preview from the studio.
The thing. I've always offered to help with that too. Like the dislike point, like I never even said in that tweet, like I don't dislike him, you know, like I really don't. Like Mutt's always been great when he's been in here, and I don't mind him at all, and I've wanted to help him out. So I thought, you know, maybe the Derby thing would have been a good avenue after he talked with Portnoy or something to be able to show what he could do, and he's still going to do that, I guess. So we'll see where it goes. He's going to be in here. It'll be interesting. But I just think he kind of uses me as a means of taking out some of his frustration on Kirk. Like he thinks that I could be an easy target since people will pile on and come down on me. It's just like, yeah, why don't we just toss it to Coleman instead of dealing with his actual issues or whatever. So that's what I think it all stems from. It's frustrating. It's annoying. It bothers me right now.
I think the big takeaway from today's show would be so there was kind of three main points to it. There was the Cattles part. There was the Mick part, which is smaller. Obviously, Big Cat joined. He was kind of a part for all this.
Yeah.
And then there was the Steve from Gloucester part.
Right.
So we're in the midst of that. I think we're most involved in the Steve from Gloucester stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Steve's always been my guy since day one. Like I've thoroughly enjoyed Steve.
I think we both said on the show today we're out on him. I think that might be the wrong phrasing though.
Yes.
I think out isn't necessarily the wrong term. It's like we see him going down the dark path.
Yes, exactly.
We're like we want to fix him.
No, you're 100% right. Like if Steve comes in here with one, if he does the attorney thing, would be fucking unbelievable. I think it would be hilarious.
It was funny to get because you do get caught up in this world, and then to hear like a quasi outsider Big Cat be like, "This is great.
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome that he's doing this and he's all these things like that's hilarious. Like he wants him in here with this lawyer. Like it is funny like to just take a step back and like look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah, which again, like I think would be funny. Like Steve has been great for me with drops. Like I enjoy listening to him on the Consistency Pod with the stupid movie comparisons to things going on in the world. And he was great in Portland. Like these, well, you know, up to telling exactly what he was going to be doing, allegedly. But he was great there in that spot with Casey. So I want Steve to remain a part of the world. I want him to be around. And I want him to come in here, show face, and kind of hash this beef out and explain his side of things with McFuss Daddy's accusations, you know, like if he can come in here and kind of explain everything or even just fess up if he did do it, I think that'd be good for him and he would, you know, still be around. So I don't know, another really interesting subplot going into next week for me.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of. I mean, we have a packed week next week. We got
great. I'm excited.
No show Monday. Mick and Mike on Tuesday, which who fucking knows? So from Mick's phone call today, sounds like Mick is just fully embracing the madman.
I love it.
He's just like he's going after Jeff D. Lowe for disgusting DMs. He's doing all this thing. So
no, Mick's great. Yeah,
getting Mick, and then obviously it's his first time back since fucking he was in with his brother.
Yeah. So there's all the fallout from that. After the fact, he had the call with his mom and everything on BAP. What do you think about that, by the way? That episode not being on the network, it was kind of a minor detail being thrown around, but I didn't know if there was any, you know, greater purpose behind that.
I think he just recorded the audio and he just wanted to put it up.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's fine. Put it on the network if you want. Then so that's Tuesday. Wednesday we got Montante and Mutt. So I don't know if have we had that pairing before?
I weirdly feel like we did, but I'm not 100% sure.
But I feel like that could be great. You know, Mutt obviously reaction from last week, and Montante hasn't been in quite some time.
It's been a long time. He's kind of been a little quiet recently.
Yeah, he's making money on cryptos.
Exactly, but that's a funny side plot to everything going on, his Trump coin or whatever.
Trump 2024 coin, get it right.
So that'll be fun to be able to discuss with him.
Thursday's the one that's up in the air.
Yeah.
So we got Cinema Lord in, which I'm a big Cinema Lord guy. I think he's a
great.
Guy.
Yeah.
And then so I hopefully Steve can make it in Thursday, and we go through all of that. So and then Friday, I know you think this guy's a big fairy, but we got Snell and Mike in there.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
this is your first this is gonna be like your first real interaction with Snell.
No, we hung out in Portland. You're forgetting. I was with Snell in Portland with Mike in that hotel room.
Is that why you think he's a homosexual? Did he give you like a TT blowjob or something?
No, but some part of that, and besides the fact he was asking for Mike's stick, there was something there. I'll save it for the show when they're in and everything. that something there that kind of set me off a little bit too. Which I don't know.
Set you off, so you're like, this guy's fucking gay.
A little bit, yeah. Where I'm like, yeah. If I had Gator, this would be Gator. Like this is a Gator moment.
Well, if
like
he is,
Spidey senses.
I like Snell. He's a good character to have in the world. I enjoy Snell.
No, and that's the thing. I like Snell a lot too. Like his videos where he's rapping, I thoroughly enjoy those. Like I genuinely enjoy watching those.
Well, that's not why I like him, but I like him because he can be a madman sometimes. Not when he does like a rap to some biggie, can't you see?
I enjoy those though. That's what I like about him.
But yeah, so that next week should be good. Yeah, hopefully I get that little Justin Trail studio, whatever the fuck it's called, set up for Mutt to record on Wednesday.
Yep.
And we'll see from there. I've been taking my time going through the YouTube, going through all the old podcast episodes, trying to get all the titles and descriptions right.
Yeah,
there's all these different
starting
playlists.
to go back with the thumbs and everything too.
These different playlists now, so if you want to go back and re-listen to old Mutt episodes, Gus episodes, there's all playlists where everyone is,
Well, speaking of Gus, how about that big news from Big Cat?
Yeah,
today?
that was crazy. That's fucking nuts. Big Cat's the man.
Yeah,
I know. A couple of years ago, there was a show on the old network. I forget what it was called, but it was this is going to sound so strange to say this. It was a Grateful Dead Minifan show where they would talk about the similarities between, I believe it was the Dead and Minifans. Ned Snark was in it, and there was a couple other people. I forget exactly who, but.
Yeah.
But I know Ned Snark was in it, and Big Cat was like, yeah, I'm going to go on that show. And they got like 130 views, like an episode.
Oh, wow.
So, like, Big Cat's the man. Like, he'll do these things. So I definitely would love to see him in person with Gus. I think it would be great just to have him. Oh, God, I would love to just have a camera follow Big Cat walking through Gus's house as his dogs attack him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he said he's not going to be actually in person, but would
Gus
be
fly out. That was a big drop today too, where Kirk goes. He was like, "I actually think Gus could work in Chicago." And he's like, "Oh, that might be the worst thing I've ever said."
Yeah,
but we'll see what comes of that. That would be incredible. But I don't know. Big Cat also made a good point. He's like, "Will Gus be doing this in 3 or 4 months?" I say yes because I don't think he has anything else going on.
It also doesn't take much to do.
Yes,
so. It's Gus playing video games. Like he does that anyway. Like he enjoys that. Yeah. If you had to pick a Barstool Chicago show that you think Gus would be a fit in,
if I had to pick, of course, it's not even a fucking question. Every 2 weeks, baby. It should be wake up. It should be wake up Mincy 2 weeks, wake up Gus 2 weeks, wake up Mincy 2 weeks, wake up Gus 2 weeks.
I like the idea of Mincy having Gus as his almost like Frank has Jenks. Like I would love Gus to just be everywhere with Mincy nonstop and just. Whatever that means, like whatever content comes from that of Gus filming Mincy all day, every day, and just being around him, like the amount of Scooby-Doo ass shenanigans those two would get into would be incredible. But
isn't Jenks now? I might be wrong about this, but isn't Jenks like kind of? I know he's not really on camera, but he's more of like okay, Frank, this is what we have lined up today. I'm going to schedule you for this. This is like, isn't he kind of like an X's and O's guys?
Yes, but I think in the case of Mincy. Like Gus I think Gus would be able to handle that and do that for Mincy. And in the chance that it does get fucked up, that makes for funnier Mincy content. I don't know. I think that could be hilarious. I also could see a world with a new untold story, just Gus being some kind of character in there would be funny.
I don't know. I think we should keep him here in KMS.
Obviously, I would love him here. He's been great. And he was in this week. Did a great job when he was in here.
Yes. So I know you said you had a crazy story from yesterday. You went to go get.
I did. So I left yesterday after Unnamed show and was going to go over to Wild Willie's right over here. And you know the Sullivan's Tires, like right on the corner there?
I guess.
As you're kind of passing by the gas station. So I'm driving by and there's 3 Sullivan's Tires workers pulling this dude out of the car who's like physically attacking whoever's in the front driver's seat.
Okay.
So I wrapped around to Wild Willie. I almost stopped and was like,
"Don't do this! Don't do this!" I almost stopped, and it's either you stopped or you didn't.
Well, no, I didn't know. Like,
so you didn't.
Well, I stopped in terms of like I slowed down out of morbid curiosity, like when you see an accident almost, and just kind of like
I don't do that.
Crawl through. Yeah. Well, I crawled through just to like understand. Like I didn't know if this person was just being like in a random gang fight almost, like
Yep.
whatever it was. So pulled over to the Wild Willie's parking lot instead and just kind of dropped the window to kind of see. And they're like calling the cops. These people are like dragging this dude around the corner. From what it looked like to me was that maybe either they did something to his car that he didn't like, or maybe he didn't have the money to pay for
So they
whatever
beat the
was
shit
done.
out of him?
Dude, no, he started beating the person who was in his car, like driving it up, like pulling it around or whatever.
Okay.
And then he started like trying to attack them. So then there was 3 workers on him dragging him out of the car, basically.
Okay.
It was mad scenes. It was crazy, especially in Watertown where you don't just see like a daylight all out brawl in the middle of the street. That's essentially what it was. It was crazy. Then went into Wild Willie's, and of course, like I took my sweet ass time trying to figure out what was going on with this. I probably spent like 15 minutes just kind of like looking over there trying to figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah, not helping. And I go in. As soon as I place my order, the guy at the front counter is like, "You just missed Jason Tatum." Like he was just here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got his order too. He's a he apparently goes there all the time. He's a burger, lettuce, tomato, mayo, and a side of strawberry ice cream.
Okay. Respect, I guess.
Yeah, no, it was cool though.
Jason Tatum, tall fella, tall man,
Yeah,
tall guy.
I wish he was there when I was in though. I would have asked him for like a mutt get a job video or something.
I'm sure he would have loved to do that. I'm sure people just come up to him and say, "Hey, say this thing you have no idea about."
Exactly, it would have been funny, and I have no care. It's not like he's a Celtics player. I wouldn't care that much.
Yeah, it's not like you would have been swooning if it was. I don't even know, Carmelo Anthony. Or
I would be.
I can't
Yeah,
even name
if it was Melo. Yeah, Melo's the man.
Has as many rings as Jason Tatum.
Yeah, tough. Well, a lot of Olympic medals though.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that was all because of him, not because of Kobe. What else is going on? The draft was yesterday. So
Yeah. So what do you think about May? I mean, that's your guy now.
I'm not going to talk bad about the Patriots quarterback, but
Okay.
someone wrote down some notes in my phone yesterday about why before the draft why they might not like Drake May.
Okay.
I know it was said today on the show that you have the most punchable face.
Right.
This person in my phone wrote that Drake May has the most punchable face. He looks like a spoiled rich, and like he looks like Mac Jones on steroids. If you thought Mac Jones looked like a spoiled rich brat, who's like going to tell his daddy like if you get into a fight with him, like because daddy was going to sue you, and blah blah blah.
He looks like a more smug Zach Wilson almost too, like that kind of punchable rich face thing going on.
Yeah. I don't know. UNC I don't think is a quarterback school.
No, I mean look at like Mitch Trubisky, Sam Howell.
Yeah, these aren't
They're not great.
These aren't quarterbacks to me. Give me quarterback out of is UNC? UNC's not Big Ten, right?
No, they're ACC.
Yeah, give me quarterback out of the Big Ten. Or at least that's what this person said. And also scrolling through, I think it was either Twitter or TikTok, an ad popped up that Drake May was in. He was like an ad for Lowe's. Real men don't go to Lowe's. Real men go to Home Depot. I'm sorry.
That's facts, actually.
And so it was like I don't know. So this person, obviously, I'm never going to criticize the Patriots quarterback. He's my guy. Number 10. Let's go.
I always think like you get a initial gut reaction to the draft, and then after that, you just got to kind of ride.
The draft is so fucking stupid. Like, I'm sorry. Like I get like it's just like I can't. I've experienced Super Bowls in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've watched the Patriots win 5, lose 3 in my lifetime. Those are some of the best moments of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get excited about who potentially getting a good player that we've seen play in college and hasn't seen play an NFL snap before. It's like I can't. I get excited. I'm like, oh, nice, but like I can't like watch it and like it's not an event. I don't know why the draft is an event. It should be
fair though.
It should be a thing where we wake up this morning and you check Twitter and you're like, oh, who did the Patriots select? Patriots selected Drake May. I don't need him going out doing all these videos where it's like, oh, and then his brothers told him that he looks like a poopy head, and he's like, oh, I can't believe you got my bros to do that. That's crazy. It's just like I don't need all this random nonsense. I just need just fucking play football.
Well, I kind of get that too. Like if you're a Pats fan and just kind of know winning, like the draft is obviously meaningless. But like from the other side of it, like the bad years of the Knicks, like that was all that you would look forward to because it was just the hope that whoever you got was like. I
never want to get
exactly. Yeah, I totally understand it.
I never and like you see all these like people like showing videos like, oh, here's a video when Russell Wilson was drafted and everyone said that he was bad. And then here's a video of when this person was drafted and everyone said he was good. And it was like the last time I really got excited for a player in the draft was in 2019 when we drafted the wide receiver out of ASU, N'Keal Harry. I got very excited. I thought he had a strong build. I thought he was going to be dominant, like kind of like a Megatron sort of thing. And the dude fucking sucked. So I don't.
Where's he now? He's not there anymore, right?
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck he is.
Yeah. For some reason I'm thinking Raiders, but I don't know.
I'm sure he's bounced around. I think he was on the Bears at one point. I can't get excited for the draft. The only way I get excited for the draft is if we draft an offensive tackle. Then I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. Like, we just need big boys. Just need big boys protecting the quarterback.
The Vikings. Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped about our guy, Malik Neighbors. We haven't had a wide receiver really since Odell, so it was well overdue. Daniel Jones, as bad as I think he is, like really hasn't had a top-tier threat, top-tier weapon. He won't be starting the season, but to be able to have a guy like Neighbors, you look at all the other LSU wide receivers, I'm pumped. That's all you can ask for, really. So should be good.
Yeah, and also I've been sick these past couple of days. I think I tested negative for COVID. I don't know if I have the flu or something like that, but I've been downing Dayquil and NyQuil for probably the past 2 days. And when I get sick, I get in this weird like obsession almost with Sly Cooper. It's an old PlayStation series, an old PlayStation 2. Not even obsessed like I play it. I just think about it a lot. Like I dream about it. I want to watch YouTube videos on it. I don't understand it. But
so strange to just like.
I'll like I passed out last night at fucking like 9 o'clock just after I downed a bunch of NyQuil and I just dreamt about Sly Cooper.
It's a good vibe. It's like good music, good like I sound like fucking Gus on Gaming with Gus, but good like soundtrack to it, good low key coloring and everything like that. I could kind of see that.
Yeah. So and any other news? We're going to I believe Monday. We're going to be recording something with Pat Ford for Beyond a Third Chair. He wasn't able to do it this weekend, so hopefully get that out Monday. Anything else you got going on, Coleman?
Have you seen the just like this ongoing rap beef and stuff with like Drake and Kendrick and all that? Like I've been kind of invested.
Yeah, I don't care about rap beefs nowadays. I think they're all a bunch of pussies. When everyone was freaking out because one of them said, I forget who it was either Meek Mill or Drake. They do like rap beefs or diss tracks where they don't even really diss each other. They just are like, they'll say like trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers.
Oh, that was Meek Mill.
Yeah, that's like the worst diss I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Well, yeah.
So I'm done with diss tracks.
Well, I figured that with the ongoing beef that I have with Mutt, I can maybe pull some strings and ask for a favor from Drake since.
You should just come up with a fucking diss track.
Well, Drake hit me up and he got one cooked up for me. So here it is.
Did you make this?
Don't worry about it.
My boy Mutt refuses to get a job. From his father, money he robs. He likes them horses, but they got shot. Dave Portnoy won't buy his stock. He won't forget Kirk at the Super Bowl. And with a few drinks, those wheels roll. $20 this man stole. Always name dropping that idiot Cole. 6.5 hours just to see the eclipse. What father wants a son end up like this? Every show this man had has been a miss. Them horses full of holes, call it Swiss. Mud, take some advice from Coleman. We don't want to see you belly up. We gotta get both your money and your funny up. For real, bro, you whiffing big time, eh? 6 in this bitch, shout out BA. Mutt, just a gold digger, that's word to yay. There's nothing really more left to say. I'll treat you to lunch, no need to pay. Oh, and by the way, that boy Coleman gay.
Oh, well, that's just uncalled for.
That's for sure. Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure.
So, thank you, Drake.
Yeah, you're right. It's definitely Mutt who always brings you up. You never take any shots at him or do anything like that.
Hey, I
think that's how we should end it. That's just okay. Thank you to Kirk.
Thank you, Kirk.
We'll talk to everyone Tuesday.